What is up, guys? AnxiousCynic back again in the world of Minecraft Xbox. But if you look around me, you may notice things are a little different. This week I wanted to do something a little different and actually show off some of my old world projects. I don't know if I'll do more than just this one today. It may be a thing that I'll do in multiple parts. But today, at least, what you're gonna see is my very first ever Minecraft world, like ever. This is the very first one I started on the Minecraft Xbox version when I first started playing, and this is what we got. And before we explore the house here too much, let's go down and explain a little something real quick. All right, so right here you may notice that this little plot of land is kind of wonky looking, and this was the original location. Oops. Of the house that I built. Unfortunately, it no longer exists, but there was a wooden house here, and it was about I don't know, 2 or 3 stories high, and this is the original location, the original settlement, if I can say that. And there was like a little pool of water here, and I thought it'd be cool to build over a pool of water. And yeah, so there was like a sorry about that, dogs are barking and I'm trying to edit around it. It's so annoying. But anyway, there was a pool of water down here, and it ultimately ended up leading into a mine. This was the original mining location. It goes down to bedrock, and there was mining, and I was a total noob and stuff. But anyway, ultimately that was taken down, and this was actually done post actually really working in this world. There were some things I came back and did after updates and whatnot, but I never really played much on the map once I began to start new worlds and stuff. But anyway, once I took the old house down, it was because I erected this new one. I spent a lot of time mining and smelting up cobblestone and gathering clay and whatnot, and this was the new house that I built. This is my first ever like real Minecraft build, I guess. As far as houses are concerned, the mob spawner there doesn't work really well. There's, I guess, a lot of caves and stuff around here, but that was something that was also built post me like actually actively playing on this map. There was just a few little things that I did that I came back and wanted to add to the world after I learned things. But yeah, this was all done while actually playing, and I got the dogs, and I had this. Dogs are still barking, sorry. I had this like nice fenced in backyard, and this is like the doghouse thing, and I never put them they're still barking. This is a nice little doghouse thing here, and I never put the dogs in it. I never did it. I don't know why. This right here is kind of like the outdoor shed here. It's got like a crafting table and a little chest that's full of, you know, the outdoor materials. And then through here I had the path to my garden, which this is old school Minecraft, so all there was wheat and sugarcane, and I don't even think you could get pumpkin seeds at this point, but anyway, and this was the underground cellar, and like this is a thing. I don't know why I did it this way, but anyway, I think it was so I could try to lock people down here. But this is the basement slash redstone. This was kind of like the workshop basement area. That was the idea when I was making it, and as you can see there, I was smelting up some smooth stone last time I was playing it, I guess. Over here, you can see I beautified a lot. I went and like got a bunch of flowers and things, and I made the yard look real nice and stuff. This is the outside like patio slash barbecue pit, and this was my water fountain with the lit up, the glowstone lighting it up and whatnot. A lot of this was landscaped. Like I actually went through and like was digging dirt, and that's why everything kind of has this mildly sculpted nature to it. And of course, like the wraparound porch patio thing and the walkways here. And I left my door open. And then over here is this big overlook that I made, and then I made that because I was like, I'm rich, and it was great. And I had this like nice little like pool moat thing that goes down, and it actually, I will show that in a minute, but I had to dig all this out, and I was nubbed up. I didn't know about infinite water sources, and it made it a lot more difficult. Into the interior of the home. This is the kitchen, Had some nice art here. This is the 4 furnaces to smelt up all the foods and good things. And this is the chest with all the coal and the ingredients and whatnot. Melon seeds, this was something, again, that I came back after updates. Because this was before, like I was playing this before I think chests actually opened. That was when I first started this world. It was before chests could open. And I think before, like, pork chops would stack and things like that. So yeah, it's a little bit different now. Anyway, this is like the dining room next to the kitchen, and then you have the upstairs, of course, which you saw a little bit of earlier, with just a lot of overlooks and whatnot. I'll explain all that in a little bit. This is taking a lot longer than I expected. Anyway, and I have my jukebox here, bookshelf, and then this chest was just kind of like a random chest. Storage attic access. So you come in here. This is where I kept all the valuables. This is all the stuff I mined and everything. All of this is legitimately mined. Not like it's that astonishing or anything, but just to note, I don't think I added any of the stuff like in creative or anything. And then I had this. It's just kind of weird, like balcony overlook thing on the front of the house. Just, you know, it's a nice view and stuff. That's something. And the nice thing, I was actually trying to make a chandelier or something up here, but it didn't really work, so I ended up just having glowstone in the ceiling. So that was kind of poopy. This is the bedroom as you saw earlier, but right here is like a little upstairs nook. Why? I don't know, but that's what I did. It's just like a little place where you go to be alone, read books, things like that, I guess. And oh yeah, one more thing, if you come over here, the roof of the patio or wraparound porch or whatever actually acts as kind of a another platform up here to stand on. I don't know why that. Oh, that's probably why that's gone. I'm thinking PC version stuff doesn't break when you hit it with a sword in creative. Anyway, and then this is roof access. You know, if I want to do anything to the roof or whatever, I had this nice ladder coming up and explaining it, or whatever it does. And then I had this, which is kind of like a quick escape route if you're up here and mobs come, and then it's got this sort of balcony kind of nature to it that would let you escape and run away. And another project I was working on that I never finished was over here in this trees. Like, this is all like planted. I planted all these trees and everything, but I was making a tree house. This was one of the last projects I was working on before I stopped playing on this world, was making this little like hidden dwelling up in the trees, which was a bust and it never happened, obviously. Anyway, so I planted all these trees. This must be an Enderman's work here. And then this was my shoreline overlook. The come on, fly. There we go. As you can see there. Oh wait, I'm not flying. Okay. As you can see there, like the way it's designed is kind of like a natural / man-made rock structure that would overlook the grand ocean and coastline and stuff like that. So that was that. And then over here on the far side of the yard, if you left this over here, I had these stairs. It's actually not really stairs, it's this weird thing that I did. And then you come over here and you have this class. Why you do this? Anyway, you come over here and you have this nice little pathway that goes up under the waterfall and it's beautiful. You come over here. Inside here was a failed mob spawner grinder project thing. There's redstone and pistons and things like that involved. I'll show you the bottom real quick. Geez, there's so much more to explain here than I expected. But anyway, down here was gonna be like the collection. This is where the mobs would come. This was an experimental mob spawner thing. I actually have another one that I'll get to in a little bit, I guess. But the idea is it has redstone leading to pistons and stuff like that. And then mobs would get in here and you could hit that and it would trap them and they would drown and they would die somewhere up in this area. But I was too nub-dubbish and I couldn't figure it out. But anyway, basically you could hear them, and then once they died, you would hit this, and then the water would flow and it would wash all of the gubbins right up to you, and you could just pick them all up. That was what I was trying to do, and it didn't work. But it was a cool idea. and maybe I'll try to do something like that in the future. Probably not. Anyway, so I had this nice little bridge over here, and it led up to this, which apparently got blown up by a creeper. I don't really recall when that happened, but anyway, I just dug out this nice, let's see if we can fly through here, this nice little tunnel that goes underground, and then over here to the other side of the property here. Anyway, so that's my house. I'm pretty sure that's just about it to explain for my structure there. And this was the Nether Portal area, kind of random, but I don't know, I just thought it needed to be kind of grand on top of a hill, and this is where I built it. Funny story, this house here, and some of this stuff, not all of it, but that stuff, and then some of the stuff that way when we go see that, were built by my friend who, unfortunately, we are no longer friends. But he built that, and when I was building the Nether Portal, this was pretty early in game, and I told him what I was doing, and like where it was supposed to go, because we were both complete noobs to Minecraft. He didn't believe me, he thought I was joking, and then when I built it and like lit it up and everything, that's when he revealed to me that he thought I was joking. He didn't think it was a real thing, and that was kind of funny. So yeah, we got to discover the Nether together, and it was fun and great. And anyway, from my house, you may have noticed this is a nice elegant royalty walkway, and this is where another friend that began to play on the world built his house, and I'll show it off. White Chocolate, if you know him from any of the Xbox co-op worlds. I don't know if we ever played on this world or not, but we made a few videos together really early on this channel, so they're boopy. But this is his house. A lot of empty rooms and random doorways and stuff. I really did not understand the logic of a lot of his stuff. Like he's not that great in Minecraft. He's worse than me, and that should tell you something. Anyway, this is his fireplace, and chests with not a whole lot of stuff in them. That's kind of weird. Anyway, up here you got this, and this all leads out into let's just do that. You know, this big like wraparound porch thing, and there's not a whole lot to the upstairs, but let's go on downstairs real quick. Come on. Ugh. There we go. This is kind of where the meat of the house is. He has this nice table that you can basically stand at, I guess. And what the... I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, this is his kitchen, I believe. Yeah, this is where he kept all of his goodies and stuff. And then you had like the living room, I guess. And there's another fireplace. I'm not going to keep checking all the chests. I'm sorry. Maybe this was the kitchen. I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. But he was building this pretty intricate little house, and I think this was my recommendation. Maybe not, I don't remember, but I was like, yeah, you should have the glass, and then you can see out there and have a nice view because it looks awesome. Something like that. Anyway, this was his basement. We found he would always find dungeons, and he would take all of the mossy cobble, and then I guess he made this little underground fountain thing, and he had his own Nether Portal, and then he was doing this, and I was kind of helping him mine this out and do stuff. I don't really even know where this was going, what he was doing. I guess he was just making his own mine. Anyway, it's been so long since we played on this. This is years or something. At least, what, a year or two? Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so that's his house. It's not really that big of a deal, but my former friend's house over here was modeled after his own home in real life. So, because I cannot get his permission for that, I am not gonna go inside and show it. He honestly didn't really play on the game that long, in the grand scheme of things anyway. After he built his house and we did a few things, he kind of just drifted away and stopped playing it. So there's not a whole lot of like furnishings or anything in there, but you can see a little bit of stuff. And then this was kind of like the community chest area. Over here where this little area was the original farm. This was like a little farm thing, and it was before I even knew what to do. I was putting water in the farm, and I didn't even know if I needed to. And it ended up that is what you need to do, but I didn't even know it at the time. I was just trying to make it look like a real farm. So that's how nubbed up I was back then. And we were doing this stuff and like mining things out and figuring out what was gonna be what. And this was the joint project. My I don't know. I'll call him Steve. Steve and I, my former friend, instead of saying my former friend, I'm gonna call him Steve. So Steve and I would so dumb. We're like interested in building things, and I was like, let's build a big suspension bridge type thing. It's not like it was supposed to be a suspension bridge, but that's basically the extent of its suspensionness. And we wanted to make this, like we made this little fountain thing, and we made this walkway, and this is like a train depot. We wanted to have the thing that would go from one end of the map to the other, and get the minecart, and you'd go or not. Damn it. Anyway, there's this quarry thing, right? And you can hit yes or no, and this long line of redstone would activate whether that's on or not. And what it did, instead of just taking a thing, it would be funner to take it, I know, but I don't have time to mess with it. Anyway, as you can see, I ran this huge line. I don't remember how much of this he built. I honestly feel like, from what I remember building most of this myself. So it was a pretty long process of building the thing. The railroad, I think, was built first, and then later on I added this part with the redstone. But I built this long line that led up to this power rail here, and whether that switch was on or off would dictate whether you would stop here or just keep going through. And then I had this switch here where you can control it manually from the quarry itself. And this was the quarry. It was a big area of stone that we would use to mine out. It used to be several blocks higher, of course, and we would just mine out stone to build things, and all this is encasing for the redstone. I don't even know how terrible it is, that went to this thing from that switch. That switch would just turn that power on and off, and you could stop here and go to the quarry and do some mining and head back to the homestead, or you could keep going through. And what this was a little depot for mining. I ended up, the mine that was under the original house, the little spot where I showed the original house, I was mining and mining and mining and going through caves and stuff, and eventually I was just like, this is too bad, I gotta get up. So rather than find my way out, which was very difficult, I just mined up, and I ended up coming here, and then instead of, risking my livelihood and everything, I just built a depot here and made it with a bed, so that if you were mining and had to come up over here, you could just go to sleep and not have to find your way back. This over here, like obviously this was a desert, and we messed around things over here. I don't really remember doing anything over here, but I think there was an option to regenerate the world with villages, and I did that, and this is here, but this was not here on the original world. I think there was actually, there's some little bit of a mining thing that went on here. Anyway, the point is, this stuff was not here originally. This was just a barren desert, and that was it. There was nothing else. It was just empty and stuff. Alright, now that I've wasted enough of your time with that stuff, let's come over here. This was the engineering hut. This is where we would sleep while we were working on the railroad. I don't know why. I guess it seemed like the world was a lot bigger back when Xbox was the only thing that I played. And it seems like we just set up a lot of beds and stuff here and there. But anyway, this is the drawbridge, or the suspension bridge, whatever. And as you can see, it's just this really rudimentary, boring, cobblestone, ugly bridge that would lead over here to this little depot. But actually all of this was more newer developments over here. What it originally led to was this over here, and we would come over here, and then I built this. This was my first early rendition of a lighthouse. So yeah, you can see that. See how amazing it was? See how good I was at building? I'm still bad at building, but look at this. I mean, you would never guess. And there's another bed. We were just a big... I was just a big fan of sleeping, apparently. Anyway, and then this was gonna be, I think this was built to protect me from creepers. I don't remember. There was something going on here, but I don't really remember what. There was a consideration, I think, to build a house here, and it just never happened. But there is this stuff. These mushrooms and all this stuff was not here before. This was all like post-update generation stuff that happened. And I think White Chocolate built this, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what the hell he was building, but he built this, and I think down there is like a dungeon or something. I don't know what was going on. But anyway, all this to say, over here there is a hole. Is this it? Is this the hole? I don't remember. It's in here. It's up here. This. Okay, right here. This was an original mine. Like it went straight down like White Chocolate, and I dug this and went all the way down to like bedrock or whatever. But that was the original hole. But rather than showing it, I will show the updated version because I did a lot of mining here. I feel like this is getting boring. I'm sorry if this is getting like tedious or whatever, but I'm just trying to show off everything, and it's taking a lot longer than I thought it would. I really didn't expect there to be as much to show. This is something fairly new. I made an additional railway that would go from here to the mine. This is another development of Steve, my former friend. Why am I even calling him Steve if I'm just going to keep saying my former friend? But he was building some kind of little like remote housing structure, and this was supposed to be some kind of something, some kind of small coliseum or something. I don't really know what the idea was here, but this was, I think this was what he was working on around the time they stopped playing the game so much. I don't really remember. Anyway, so this was my crazy zigzag. I don't know even why I made it like this. I guess trying to line it up, and I just did it like that for some reason. But this goes all the way to the mine. That's another rudimentary mob spawner design. It actually technically works, but it's not very good at all. Anyway, so you come here, and this is the mine, and this is where you can put stuff. And let's see if we can ride this one. This one will work. Here we go. It's going to be kind of glitchy because it's very fast and down and stuff. It's crazy. And this was the Grand Mine. This is where so much strip mining happened. I would just log on and spend hours. I would just listen to music and just mine. And I made all these hallways. And this is just on the first level. And as you can see, this was back when redstone actually would take a long time to mine. So a lot of it, you'll see I skipped it. I skipped the redstone. We would only get it if we needed it. And yeah, there's so many hallways. And this is just on the first level. As you can see, I've got all these like double chests, and they're just chocked full of cobblestone. And then I had this sign. This is the original entrance to the mine, the one that I showed on the other side. That's where we first came about this area. Sign, go to level 2. And then there's more redstone I avoided. As you can see, I made glass so I could kind of keep up with my levels and make it look pretty and everything. So there's another chest that was almost full of it. And oh, there's a creeper. And another, like, just doing another level of mining here. Just went down and, like, just started making all these long tunnels. I'm not going to go down them, of course, but some of them do go a pretty good ways. And the higher up you go, the less mining took place. It was just me, like, trying out different levels when I would get bored of one. And there wasn't much, like, organization or structure. I would just come through and just make a new one. As you can see, there's, like, this crisscross pattern of glass here, and it would kind of help me keep up with my levels and things like that. That was just the idea anyway. I think this one, yeah, this one's basically empty except for the glass that I was using to put into the floor because I'm such a good builder. And as you can see, more long hallways. My mouth's making noises. Anyway, so yeah, that's the mine. That's the crazy mob spawner thing that didn't work. There's the start of what would have been a house. Here's the start of what would have been something, plus another little house. The bridge, 2 houses that my friends made. This is a little crazy water thing that White Chocolate was making as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's my house and everything and the mob spawner, but that was done afterwards, so it doesn't count. And I'm going to take a quick spin around just to make sure there's nothing else I want to show, and if not, I'll be right back. Alright guys, the sun is setting on this beautiful day in Minecraft Xbox, and I looked around, I didn't see much else to be worth showing. I'm sure there's something I forgot that I'll hate myself for or something. Not much to show in the Nether these days, because back when this was made, there was nothing in the Nether except for netherrack and ghasts. But anyway, that was my original world. I thought it'd be kind of fun to kind of take a trip down memory lane and show you guys my humble beginnings in Minecraft, you know, where I started, what I did, and how terrible it was, even more than now, if you can imagine it. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked what you saw, what you heard, what I said, what I did. And if you did, feel free to hit that like button, comment, subscribe to become a citizen today. And I will see you guys in the next video.